Good morning and welcome to Nigeria Now, showing on your digital first Pan-African news network. That is TOS Television. Of course, it's a Tuesday morning, the 8th of March 2022. And of course, I can say Happy International Women's Day 2022. My name is Merciful Ajinamo. Joining us in the studio to analyze some stories this morning is Adebayo Fajimi. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, let's begin from the new Telegraph newspaper. Before we start from there, I know today is International Women's Day 2022. It's a time where people are, celebrating the achievement of women and calling for equality. But what's your take on Women's Day 2022 so far? What have we achieved so far? What is needed to be done?
Well, congratulations to all women out there. They are indispensable. There is no world without them. So there is nothing we can do without women. They are very, very essential to our world. So globally, women have had a lot of achievements outside, or let me say, excluding our continent. Even though on our continent we have had people like former president of Liberia, being the first, female president. We have had Minister Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala and a couple of, and many women like that. Having said that, I would still say we haven't achieved, much as expected, especially talking about, talking about women development. A lot of them have been breaking grounds, they have been breaking jinx, but there is still a lot for us to be done to ensure that women rise to fulfill their potential maximally, especially on our continent. And we must do away with this cultural and religious perspective in leadership that is really, disalign women to take their place, their rightful place in politics and governance.
Yes, the hashtag for this year's International Women's Day is hashtag break the bias. And I did hear you talk about the fact that African women need to do more. What do you think, one of the main things you think is left for African women to do in terms of occupying great leadership positions and, occupying seats of power?
Yes, I think two things, and I keep repeating it. Unless we break those two jinx, we may not have a lot of them, in the place of power. And the two jinx are religious and cultural, because we believe that there is nothing women can do on this part of the world than to give birth and to take care of the family. Anything that has to do with leadership, taking responsibility, leading especially, they don't have business there. It is in the church, you find them in the society, in the family, especially in politics. So except we're able to break those jinx, we may not really go far.
All right, to move over to the new Telegraph newspaper, and we'll begin from the very top. Naiti, 51 companies owe federal government 1.32 trillion naira. That continues on page 4 of the new Telegraph newspaper. And on page 25, petrol at fresh record as oil gas prices soar. That's on page 25 of the newspaper. The banner headline there is APC convention, confusion over leadership of CECPC. A couple of others. The first, Bello presides at CECPC meeting. Scribe has been asked to resign, says Chieftain. No leadership change in APC. That's coming from Akpan Udodehe, and we can get that on page 3 of the New Telegraph newspaper. What do you make of this back and forth talking about the APC convention and all of the confusion that the news is reporting?
Well, it's about interest, and you cannot take that away from politics anywhere in the world. So I think, what is bringing this up now? I think, according to what I read, is the leadership style of Governor of Yobe State, Malabuni, and what was it called? The dissatisfaction that some of his colleagues, have expressed over the postponement of the convention over time. You remember the convention since November 2021 till now. So there are a lot of insinuations, speculations that he has interest, personal interest, that he wants to delay the convention to ensure that he conducts APC primary election, and maybe for some reasons, that is more personal to him, like maybe he has candidates and all of that. So there are a lot of insinuations. But I think what really matters, in this situation is, 2023. So, and some of the APC governors, and including President Muhammadu Buhari, because I don't want to believe President Muhammadu Buhari is not aware of this development before he traveled to London on Saturday. So, if you remember, just a couple of days ago, they have 2 meetings with him successively. And the last meeting, and you can even see yesterday some governors from South show solidarity, for Governor Sonny Bello of Niger State. So, which means there is something fishing somewhere. So people are dissatisfied with the leadership system of Governor of Yobe State, and I think whatever is going to be enhance and give influence to the party the more concerning the convention and 2023 election, is the target of the party now, and I think they have considered it worthwhile, and that's what they said they are going for.
Okay. Okay, of course that story is on page 3 of the New Telegraph newspaper. Besides the picture of the day, we see interim injunction, Buhari AGF, Senate President, others can't tamper with Electoral Act 2022. That's coming from the court. Fixes March 21st for hearing of PDP's suit. That can be found on page 4. Talking about 2023 elections, third force set to unveil mega party. Adopt newly launched political charter as Kwankwaso's group fuses into NNPP. That's on page 4 of the New Telegraph newspaper. And then a study shows children who live in greener places face less stress. That's on page 6 of the New Telegraph newspaper. We move over to, of course, the Leadership newspaper, talking about the banner headline there. Uncertainty over Buni's fate as Sani Bello takes charge of APC affairs. Of course, we've spoken about that, which can be found on page 4 of the Leadership. And besides that, we won't tolerate Nigerians joining Ukrainian army coming from the federal government. At last, Benin Republic releases Igboho. Of course, that's on the front page right there. What do you make of this update talking about Sunday Igboho and the country, Benin Republic?
Yeah, well, it's a welcome development, and I think this will serve a lot of lesson to other separatists. Even though there are a lot of reasons for his action, but I personally believe that is not the best way to approach the situation. We all know the sad reality of Nigeria. There is insecurity, poverty, and all sort of things that is not making life bearable for ordinary or average Nigerians. But having said that, that step is not good enough, especially when you are a non-state actor. So there is no way the government in power will not do everything within its power to ensure that you are silent. So I think going forward, we should look for a better way to make our intention known, to raise our voices and to express our dissatisfaction for whatever that is going on in the country, and also to the government in power, whatever is going to occupy political leadership. They should make sure that they give good governance to people. There shouldn't be marginalization like what we have been experiencing, or what we are used to in Nigeria, based on our nature, the way we are wired. So I think it's a good development, but going forward, there should be a better way, to approach a situation like this.
All right, that story is, of course, in the Leadership newspaper. And then underneath that, Customs bows to pressure, suspends VIN automation system. And that's on page 26 of the Leadership newspaper. From the very top, Brent hits 123 PB dollars. Traders predict 200 PB dollars price by month end. Of course, that's on page 25 of the Leadership newspaper. We'll move over to this day. The banner headline there is Bello serves notice for APC NEC meeting, moves to stabilize party. And on the Nigerian Pilot newspaper, this top story there is APC crisis, why Buni was sacked. So you can proceed to get a copy of the Nigerian Pilot and read on that story. And that's, of course, found on page 8 of the Nigerian Pilot newspaper. Drug trafficking, of course, an update. Abakari pleads not guilty. Co-accused pleads guilty. That's on page 6 of the Nigerian Pilot. And you can also stay updated on our website, www.tostvnetwork.com. And our social media platform is right there for you to follow at TOS TV Network on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Many thanks, Mr. Adebayo Fatima, for joining us today in the studio.
Thank you very much.
And thank you, viewers. Don't forget, we'll come your way again tomorrow, same time. My name is Merciful Ajino. Bye for now and stay safe.